What up? My name is Rob. Welcome to the Daily Crawl. I have here my son's completed Bronco. Looks pretty sweet. He picked out the blue wheels. They match pretty well. Those are some Power Hobby wheels. I think they're very similar to the Mofo deep dish wheels. Maybe not. I think Mofos are wider. I don't know. I don't have a pair of Mofo deep dish. I just have his ultra premiums, and his ultra premiums are pretty sweet. I removed the tire. I think I'm gonna put it back on, but I was able to remount the body here, so it's sitting about as low as it will go comfortably. I mean, I could probably get it lower, but I mean, that's pretty stinking low. I've got that boulder bar down there. It's all about what I got underneath the hood here. That is the Furatech Scythe frame rail chassis. It's one of their original blue frame rails. Now they're making a version 2. It's gonna have upper link mounting options, which is pretty sweet if you think about it. I mean, everybody's kind of going with those comp chassis now with the upper link choices, so you can fine tune the geometry of your linkage so you can make it over obstacles maybe you couldn't quite make it over before. These were the version 1s just to get the center of gravity lower. Honestly, that frame, this chassis frame rails, was basically the first SCX24 part I ever bought. Actually, this blue Bronco is the first SCX24 we've bought. I've gone through this disaster over here. I got a monster truck. My first build was that Micro Shark, the green one in the back. Then I built a Furatech Scythe, 4-wheel steer. Pretty sweet. The Micro Shark and the Scythe, they're both on 3S. The Bronco here and that monster truck there, they're both 2S. This has still got the stock receiver ESC in it. I equipped it with a Reefs 99. I really dig the 99 servos, but I just want everyone to kind of just look. I mean, those blue wheels, that blue tinted carbon fiber, and Mofo's brass transmission just look so good together. I mean, it's gorgeous, gorgeous. I really dig, the brass and the black. I've seen some clips of some solid brass axles, brass colored, no more black coating. I would buy that. Actually, I would have preferred that originally. I mean, I use my stuff, and that's what your brass axles turn into right there. So if you've got brass axles and whatnot, that's what they're gonna be if you go out and drive them. That's just a part of it. Which I've got brass axles under here. I've got the BDX RC brass axles equipped with the portal boxes. I have since disassembled. They come assembled. I have taken them all apart, reassembled them, Loctited it. Grease, there was grease in the differential. It looked like a little bit maybe made it to the portal boxes, but not very much. I've greased the crud out of it. I greased my transmission up along with my spur pinion area as well. Greased the rear axle. These are solid brass axles with portals, the Mofo style portals. $78, and it also includes the hex weights you see inside the wheel there, and it gets you an ultra wide stance. If you can kind of see how wide that is there, if I get the body on straight, maybe. But anyway, that's the Bronco. Haven't taken it out on the rocks yet. We'll see. I want to kind of see what it does before I hand it over to the kiddos. But it runs. I think since they're the same style portals, look to be the same kind of gears, it seems slower. Like it has the Mofo 25% gear reduction. Because I have just driven it on the carpet for a minute, but seemed slow, which is cool. But anybody's watched my channels, you know, I'm all about that wheel speed. I love crawling really slow, but there are moments where you need to gun it and get that zip. Zip! And you can just punch it over an obstacle that you wouldn't make it over. And that's all due to the wheel speed. You're not crawling fast all the time, but when you need that speed, 3S is there for you. So this will be 2S. I don't think the kids need 3S. Maybe that'll prevent them from maybe making it up to the extreme locations. Because this thing's heavy. I haven't weighed it yet, but it is heavy. I got Mofo's brass skid plate, Mofo's skid protector, Mofo's brass links, Mofo's boulder bars, those solid brass axles, Mofo's brass, best servo mount ever made. The axles came with a brass steering linkage. The Reefs 99 servo isn't the lightest servo, but it's worth it, man. The NSDRC servo is about 48 bucks. I was reading about it. I've heard of people using it without their BEC, but it does tell you to buy it, that you should use the BEC with the servo. And that BEC is another 20 bucks. So I mean, you're in at $68 for the BEC and the servo. Reefs is right about 60 bucks. It's not as powerful. It used to be the more powerful one, but NSDRC's new servo is kind of the king of the hill there. Gosh, my son. I'm kind of bummed that it's so low now. The bottom of the chassis looked really cool sticking out the bottom. And I mean, it doesn't look low, but I think a lot of those portals, I mean, I got it in full droop right there. And I got the mounting post in the lowest position. My ESC is just clearing. I had to take the man out of there. I mean, that's just barely clearing. I might reconfigure where the ESC goes and that whole setup so I can put the man back in there and maybe mount the ESC somewhere. I mean, if I had like a Lizard or something, I could do that whole setup. And then I'd have room for the battery and the electronics, and probably be able to mount this even lower. I redid the whole hinge point, chopped it up and moved it higher, removed the back bumper and the front bumper. This hinge piece here used to be where the back bumper was, down lower, so I've since moved that up in order to lower the rear. Remove the front springs out of the front shocks, and it gives it just a little bit of that front sag.
But I just didn't really think like
maybe the front needs to come down a little lower, the hood. But I'm gonna try leaving the rear springs for now. Won't be much to take those out, but we'll see how it goes. But that's it. Still stock electronics, except the servo. Version 2 Torque Beast motor. Version 1 scythe frame rails. Power Hobby wheels. Gosh, what are these tires? I forget. They are the Patagonia tires. Haven't tried those. Got Hyraxes on my Mini Z and on my Micro Shark. Those work very well. I kind of wanted to try something else. My son wanted something different than what Dad has, so he also wanted a stock size tire, and the Patagonias are a great option, I heard. So we're gonna give them a shot, see how well they do. But that's the build. Pretty simple, pretty clean. Might wire loom some of these wires. I just got it done. It looks fantastic. Kids are gonna have a blast with it. Should be very capable. I've already driven it over a couple of pillows even. It wouldn't even make it. Stock Bronco wouldn't make it up a pillow and down the other side. Wouldn't even make it up the pillow. Now it goes up and over it, no problem. So, I mean, we've done something right. Made it way more capable than it was. And kids should have a blast with it. So, anyways, that's an update here. Kids will put these portals to the test, but from the outside looking at them, I mean, they look every bit that of the Mofo stuff. The one thing I will upgrade will be the differential gears. They're brass. They're that brass gear in there, which will, you know, not last. But you get a hardened steel worm gear with a hardened steel differential gear. It's gonna last. So I got the hardened steel bulletproof transmission in there. Mofo's Mod 3 spur gear. Mofo's brass Mod 3 pinion. All wrapped in that beautiful brass. And it does look pretty sweet. Awesome. Well, peace. Till the next time. You guys have a good one.